We hope you enjoy this video from Level 5. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for all the updates.
Hi everybody, it's Alex from Level 5 here. I'm with Matt Rivett, who's EVP at Local Motors. Just in the background here, you can see a Local Motors, which is the autonomous vehicle that we've already been talking about in other videos. So if you want to find out more about Olli, obviously explore the other videos on the channel in this particular series. So Matt, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell us about Local Motors. You do something a bit different with manufacturing your vehicles. How do you manufacture them? Why is it different?
So Local Motors incorporates 3D printing into all of its vehicles. So the Olli is 30% 3D printing. We also use 3D printing to create molds so that we can pull aesthetic panels for the internals of the vehicle. It also gives us some flexibility when it comes to integrating new technologies. Obviously, in the world of autonomy, the different technologies from HMI to sensor sets to speakers to cameras, all of those are changing very rapidly.
Yeah.
And being able to create our own panels at a lower cost and at a quick iteration rate allows us to integrate those new technologies much faster.
Sure. I mean, essentially, every vehicle you make is a prototype, or it has the potential to be a prototype for the new sensor that's just come out, or the new screen that comes out.
Prototype, upgrades, all of those things come into play when it comes to autonomous vehicles, because it really is all the technology in the vehicle that allows people to not just use the autonomy, but also adapt it so it becomes a part of their life and a part of what they do from day to day.
From the outside, Olli looks pretty much unchanged from when it first arrived, but presumably with that approach and those processes in place, it means that you've probably made hundreds of adjustments and changes to the design over the time it's been.
Yeah, we've been able to really adjust for our new technology partners that we brought on board and being able to integrate those faster. 3D
printing, I can see, from close-ups on the vehicle that it looks quite chunky. How big are your 3D printers if you're printing large vehicle components?
Yeah, so we actually, in our R&D facility and microfactory in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the US, we actually have the world's largest additive manufacturing machine, and that's able to print 3 Ollies at one time.
It sounds like big enough that you could print a house if you wanted it to.
Close. I mean, a small, maybe a modular home, but it is large. I mean, 3 Ollies worth of build space is quite large.
Yeah, that is quite large. And how long does that take? What's the speed of laydown?
Per Ollie, we're roughly at about 11 hours right now.
Right, that's pretty phenomenal. That's chasing down Henry Ford, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you're thinking about what would be traditionally considered the chassis structure, the exterior, which is the aesthetic parts, all of that being integrated into one piece, and how quickly that moves you along, it's really a huge step forward.
And what about the materials processes? Because obviously, if you're 3D printing, you're using a plastic that's been heated up, so it's a thermoplastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a thermoplastic that's integrated with other fibers that give it certain characteristics depending upon what it is and the application for that specific printed area.
And do you look at the material that you print with as well to build in more strength?
For sure. So there's anyone that does a lot of 3D printing, there's softer materials that you can print, there's stronger materials that you can print, and really depending upon what the application of that specific area of the vehicle is, you can actually choose the material that gives you the application that you need.
As an autonomous vehicle chassis and body manufacturer, are you able to provide those services to other companies who want an autonomous vehicle but they want to put their own stuff inside?
Well, generally speaking, we don't provide our 3D printing services to other companies, but what we do is we can integrate autonomous stack providers. We can integrate that into our vehicles.
And do you have any plans, because you've got in the Local Motors stable, you've also got a sports car as well. Are there any plans to start looking at more conventional transport vehicles like taxis and more high-speed road-going vehicles with autonomous features?
So I think we will eventually get to high-speed vehicles. That is definitely on the roadmap. I think right now, though, as far as personal vehicles, we think the future of transportation is really, it's shared, it's electric, and it's autonomous.
It's important we talk about recruitment and training education. What's your educational background?
So my educational background is I have a business degree.
So nothing to do with robotics, nothing to do with 3D printing or manufacturing?
That is correct. Robotics is not in my background. I was in the U.S. Navy on submarines.
Okay.
So it's an interesting background nonetheless, high-end certification similar to autonomous vehicles.
Right.
But I really get to dig into some very interesting things working with autonomous vehicles.
What sort of recruitment issues do you see getting people into the company? What's your methodology for solving the recruitment issue?
Well, I think the industry overall is a very interesting industry. It's one that's growing. You're really trying to find people that are outside the norm. It's really hard to just find people there's robotics people, but those are generally in manufacturing at the moment, and they're starting to go into vehicles and such. As we talked about, there's a lot of people in academia that have the experience, but that's what they do is in the academic
Yeah.
world. So really, it's traditional searches is what we do, and I think there's room to grow there.
Matt, thank you so much for your time. And so, newsflash: if you want to work in autonomous vehicles, then get a business degree and a first career underwater. I'm not sure if that's a great takeaway message, but it also goes to show that with the right application and interest that you can get a job in the autonomous vehicle sector. That's all from me. If you like the video, never get this the right way around. Down here, click on that, there's the subscribe button. If you want to watch another video, this will just appear here. There you go, click on that. You'll find out more about autonomous vehicle technology. In the meantime, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
That's all from me. Take care, see you soon.
Thanks for watching this video by Level 5. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter @Level5Jobs and check out our website level5jobs.com.